Hey guys, Flabaliki here today and welcome to another Redstone tutorials. Today we're going to be doing the hidden staircase, which you guys may have seen in Biggs's Let's Play. He also did it in the live stream. Anyways, so I'm going to show you how to do that today. Basically what it is, in case you don't know, I hit this button and a little entrance here opens us to walk through, basically. So it's completely hidden and you can see that you can't see through anywhere down below to the redstone. It's all hidden. And what you may be wondering right now is, why is this sandstone? The only reason I made that sandstone is so you can realize that's the only place you need to have a half slab. If you don't have a half slab there, then this button won't work, basically. But everything else is a full block. Everywhere you see this floor are full blocks, and that's really cool. I think this is the only thing that kind of needs to be half slab for it to work. Other than that, everything is completely flat, and it all works very nice and very quick. So let's get into the redstone. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is make the double piston extender. But to make it, I'm going to explain to you how double piston extenders work and what we need to do, basically. So to build the actual mechanism that's going to control the pistons, we're going to place a block down here, a torch on top, and another block just on top of that right there. That's basically the input for the double piston extender. So we're going to place a sticky piston down the bottom next to the torch, not like that, going up. And when you place the second piston, make sure that this torch here is on. Otherwise it can get a bit messy, but I can show you how to fix it later. So we're going to place another piston directly on top of it there, and we're going to place a block on top. So that's where our pistons are going to go straight up and straight down. To understand how these work, I'm going to grab out a lever, and I'm going to show you something. So we put it on the side here. So if we flick it off, the top comes down. If we flick it back on, the bottom goes down, but the top goes up. And we flick it off again, finally the top block comes down and they're both contracted. Now if we flick it on, you'll see it goes all the way back up. And then the same process repeats on, off, and it will come back down. So basically that's what we got to automate with the redstone signals. And we're going to get into that now. Okay, so we've got the basic double piston extender section built. We're going to build another one right next to it. So we're going to put another block there, another block up the top, a torch in the middle, and then just the same pistons in the same spot with a block on the top. So now we have two pistons that will go up. Of course, you can do more. So you can bring this out further and do more and more and have a long line of stairs that will go up and down. We can have a look at that a bit later. But now we're going to make the mechanism that's going to control these. Basically, an automated system that does what the lever does. So what this does, but we want it to do automated with one press, basically. So what we're going to do, directly opposite this sort of redstone torch here, but one block away, we're going to put a block right here. And then one block to either side of this, we're going to put two blocks. And then one block in front of this, we're going to put it like this. So it's kind of like a little T shape that's right in front of the pistons. This block here, you can, actually what I'll do, I'll change that now to a different color, because that's going to be a sort of input block. So that will just help to see where it is. From the input block, we're going to put a sticky piston facing away from it into this blue block. And then from the input block again, we're going to have redstone coming around the sides like this. But we're actually going to replace these last bits with a repeater on either side. So far it's exactly identical on either side. The only difference here now is we're going to put a repeater going into this block in the center and one coming out of it. And we're going to set the delays to 2 on this one and 3 on this one. So there you go, there's 3 there and 2 on that one. And now what we're going to do, we're going to come around this side to this block here, which is right in front of the pistons. We're going to put a torch on the side, 2 pieces of redstone, and repeaters going into our pistons. Now if we put a lever here, activate it, and do this, you'll see it's out of time and it's not working properly. And this is what I said before about how the torches have to be on when you place them. So what we're going to do, we're going to flick it on, and you can see the torches are now on. So we're going to remove the 2 pistons in the center, and you'll see these ones actually pop up. We're now going to put the pistons back on the top with our blocks there. And that will fix the sort of sinking issues that they have. So we'll bring it straight down, and we'll send them straight back up. Now we're going to build the other 2 pistons that handle the front stairs. So they go right in front of these double pistons. So we're going to put 2 blocks underneath here. And on top of those, we're going to put 2 pistons. On top of that, we'll just put our blocks. So these blue blocks up the top are going to be our stairs. We can actually change those to stairs now for sort of visual ease, I suppose. So we'll do that. So you can see where the stairs are going to be. Those are our stairs there. So we need to activate these pistons here, these single piston extenders, which is quite easy to do. What we're going to do, underneath this block on the side, we're going to dig down one underneath it, get our redstone line coming away from that, and we're going to put some blue blocks out the front of the single pistons, a couple of repeaters, and bring the redstone here. So basically now we've just hooked up the repeaters. So this is kind of hard to explain if you don't really, like, I don't know. I find it hard to explain myself. But basically what's happening is, like I showed you before, how I flick the lever on and off. That's what this circuit does. And you'll see it here. If you look over this half of the circuit here, sorry, where I'm looking now, watch that when I flick it off. You'll see that activated twice. So I turn it on, activates once, but I turn it off, and you'll see that you look in the background, it activates twice, and that's what brings the pistons back down. So once and twice, it brings it down. So now we actually have the stairs done. The basic mechanism is done. If you just want to have a lever input, you can do that now. This is your input block, so just connect it however you want. But we're also going to go ahead and add a T flip-flop to this, so we can have a button. Our button is going to be over to the side. So the rest of our stairs are going to be up here. Let me just sort of construct it so you can see. We'll get a floor block as well. So we put the floor in all down here. This is where our floor is going to be. Just all along here. You can replace these blue blocks here too. Those don't need to be blue. So this is our floor, basically. This is where our stairs are. And our button for our... Oh gosh, what's going on there? Our button for our T flip-flop, or our lever if you prefer. We'll do a lever first so you can see. So the lever goes here. And we're going to put some yellow wool underneath because that's our input color. And it's going to come over this way and then down the side. And you can either bring it straight across here, but because there's redstone here, I'll show you the problem. There's redstone there, so what happens is that it connects to that redstone. So if it connects to the redstone there, be sure to put a block straight there so it cuts it in half, or you can bring it out to the side, but you got to be wary of that as well. So it kind of gets a bit messy with the redstone, but just make sure that the yellow line that I'm building here does not connect with any other redstone. So that's fine. It goes straight into the yellow block, but we need to put a repeater here. Otherwise, the redstone won't be powered. So if we flick the lever now, you'll see that it comes up, and you see that it goes down just fine. And you'll also notice that it's actually off now and it's open. If you want to invert it, of course, you can add a NOT gate in. So we're going to add a NOT gate right there. Now when I pull it down to open it, it opens up, and turn it off, it goes back up. So if you just want to do a lever, that's fine. If you want to continue onto the T flip-flop, stick around and we'll get into that right now. So to do the T flip-flop, we're going to go ahead and remove the redstone here. Now we're going to get into the T flip-flop, which is going to go out the back here. So if you look at the input block here and come back over this way, we're going to put our piston down on the ground there. And then one is going to go right there. So we have two pistons like that, one on the ground and then one 2 blocks up right there. And you're going to put a torch underneath those two, and it's going to activate both of them. On this piston at the front, you're going to put a block right there. And then before we do any more, we're going to connect this input to the torch. So we're just going to bring the input down. Basically, it has to come down so it runs into the torch and powers it. Then on the other side of this yellow block here, we're going to put 2 yellow blocks. We're going to put a repeater going into it and a torch. This just provides power to the block, and we can put redstone underneath it and a repeater going into the circuit. And now that will power the circuit. So if we replace the lever with a button, we'll just grab this one here and put it on the side and press it. You'll see that it opens up, and if you press it again, it will close. It's a bit slower closing because of the way that the T flip-flop works, but I actually see that as kind of a nice thing. It opens quick, but it closes slow, so you can press it and walk through however you want to do it. Now, of course, if you want to add another button on the inside to close it from the inside, you can do that as well. You just need to connect it to this block here. I'm going to make it a different color. There's so many colors going on right now, but we're going to make this one green. This is going to be, if you're running the T flip-flop, oh gosh. If you're running the T flip-flop and you want another button to activate it from the inside, just run it into this block, in this green block here. So you can say this is your input from another place right here. Let's put a block and a button, and we're going to press it, and you'll see that it does the same thing from here, and then you can go over here and you can press this one, and you'll see that it will work just fine. Now, okay, we're going to go into troubleshooting the stairs, of course. If something goes wrong with your stairs for whatever reason, I'm just going to mess them up intentionally right now. Hang on. We need to get rid of that and then do that. Okay, so now our stairs are messed up, basically. They're not in the right position. And if I press the button, it's not going to go properly. So if you get a problem like this where the stairs aren't working properly and they're messing up and they're not in the right position, it's definitely the double pistons at the back. So what we're going to do, we're going to remove the stairs and the 2 top pistons and then just put them back. If they don't pop up, press the button and change the state of the circuit and now place them. And you'll see that they pop up. Put your stairs on the top and press the button again. And now they should work fine. So that's how you can fix them in case they mess up. But anyways, that's how you make the hidden staircase. So we're going to go over here, well, the hidden staircase entrance, rather. We're going to go over here, and you can see it again. And it's all the same circuit down here. It's just a little... there's a few different colors here, actually, I've used. But it's the same circuit. And I hope that helps you make it. I honestly didn't explain too much with it, but I kind of find this... It's a little awkward to explain, really. But hopefully the sort of step-by-step guide at least helps you to build it. As for explanation, it basically, the circuit repeats twice on this half to power the pistons up, and then the rest of it just kind of powers these pistons with the T flip-flop. But anyways, that's how you build the hidden staircase entrance. Of course, if you wanted it to be more hidden, you could remove the button and only place it when you need it. That would help too. But I'm Flabaliki, and thanks for watching.